Всем добрый вечер. Сегодня поговорим об Италии и о культурных различиях между разными народами. У меня есть друг, он учился в Миссиси 2 года. До этого он жил в Пакистане, сейчас он переехал в Италию, заканчивает PhD, ну или по-нашему магистратура, вот, и хочет поделиться там своими мыслями насчет там культурных различий, которые вот существуют именно в Болзано. Он живет в Болзано, в Италии, там город очень интересный, половина населения это австрийцы, половина итальянцы, но причем австрийцев и немцев больше. Вот интересный такой регион. Ну, беседу вели на английском, потому что Мухтар, к сожалению, русский знает так не очень. Ну, учите английский язык, и в дальнейшем, я думаю, что субтитры на русском я тоже добавлю. Всем приятного просмотра. Okay, let's start. Hello, Mukhtar. I can speak in Russian. I say "добрый вечер" in Russian. Good evening. Did you learn Russian language? Can you speak something?
I learned a bit of Russian language, like как дела, как вас зовут?
Дела, хорошо, отлично. I can ask some question in Russian. Maybe you answer me. You understand me?
Maybe a bit of, but not that much, yeah.
Okay. For now time, то есть где ты сейчас находишься? Where are you now?
Сейчас я зову Италия, город Болзано. Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, I'm working currently as a researcher at University of Bolzano, and yeah, I'm about to finish. So soon I
you study here or you work here in Italy?
I'm doing here basically working as a PhD student and basically about to finish my PhD, and soon I will move to industry. Yeah, and from February I will join a company R&D group. So then I will work with them.
In Italy or you relocate to another country?
I will relocate to another country, probably the Germany. So I will work there.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to ask you about travel, your experience. You study in Russia for 2 years?
Yes. Well, it was really nice time being in Russia, especially in Moscow. If you remember, we hang out several times. It was a nice time. I did my master in Mises, Mises, for 2 years. It was in nanotechnology and microsystem. So yeah, I studied and worked basically in lab because I got funding from University of Mises. So yeah, and then after finishing that, I went back to Pakistan. I worked in a company mainly to provide renewable energy resources, mainly solar. And after that, I got an opportunity to continue my higher studies, especially PhD in printed electronics. So that's why I came here to Italy to do to continue my research in printed electronics.
I understand.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask about Russia and other countries. What do you think about Russian culture differences?
Well, the cultural difference, of course, there are a lot. For instance, for the first time, it's a little bit a funny story I would share. The first cultural shock that I had when I was in Moscow, especially in Moscow metro, like I saw a lot of people with a really serious faces. So I thought Russian they don't smile at all. So I was thinking maybe laughing is forbidden in public. But then later on, I found that laughing or smiling without a reason in Russian culture is considered like a stupid person.
Yes, you know Russian. For example, Russian tale. Смех без причины – признак дурачины. If you laugh without reason, you are a joker.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I realized later on, and the more I was exposed to the culture,
And
I really like the people. Like, for example, if you hang out with somebody for the first time, it's more formal. Second time, third time, and then there is no formality. You will laugh a lot with Russians. You would enjoy with them. And once you are inside a friend zone, there is no boundaries. So, and I really like that thing. And you can really enjoy spending time, especially the culture is very respectful toward other cultures, and a lot of stereotypes do exist, but those are not real. So
okay, Mukhtar, and I want to ask about Italy. What's the difference? You live in Russia, for now time you live in Italy. In Italy, how do people communicate with you, and what's the culture differences in Italy for you? It's
yes,
more interesting for me.
yeah, for me, when I came here, basically I live in Italy, but I would not call it Italy because this part, Bolzano, is mainly on a border between Austria and Italy. So 70% people here are German speaking and 30% Italian. So this area is basically kind of a fusion of two cultures, like Italian culture and German culture.
Mixed
And
culture.
here, mixed culture. So here, like, people speak basically three languages. One is Italian, German, and then Latin is a local dialect, which is kind of a mixture of Italian and German. But usually I meet with a lot of Italian here, and I found they are really more they care more about their food. So if you mess up with their food, with pasta, they are too much emotional with their food. So they don't accept if something is not cooked in that way. Then it is
It's
not
not
pasta.
Italian.
It is
I
not.
don't eat
Yeah, it's
it.
not Italian. Yeah. For example, for instance, most of the time I make a funny joke with my Italian colleagues about pizza.
What's your opinion about German people? I know German people. I live in Germany for 3 months. German people really like to drink beer every day.
Yes. A lot.
A lot. And some people alcoholic.
Yeah.
Beer alcoholic.
Yes, they are a lot. The thing is, if you compare the German culture and Italian culture, it's different because the German, there is, whenever you study different culture, there is a difference, like which culture is high culture and which culture is low culture. Like low culture, or especially Germany, Norway, Finland, if you go to that side, they are low culture because they are not social too much, because they are direct. They are not indirect, but Italian culture is high culture. So if you meet with Italian, they would love to meet with you outside of their professional environment. If you go with them for different events, and they like to be in touch with you in sort of different social activities. So it's a nice culture. My culture is also like high level culture. We like to socialize with people outside work, outside the work environment, and to plan something together, to explore, to go on a trip, and all these sort of things, to enjoy food together. German is more precise. They are more direct. So it's kind of there is a difference between culture.
I understand, but people live here in the mixed culture. Maybe some German people take some part of Italian culture.
Yeah, it's really hard, honestly. Yeah, it's really hard. They're living together, but still they are apart. So they're not mixed with each other here. Like you will see in a city, like there would be people who are more German populated area, and then there is area with more Italian populated area.
Because
So they talk with each other.
Each other, don't assimilate. Only live in one district, Italian people.
Yes.
In another district, German people.
Exactly. So it's a culture difference, and I told you, like, if German and Italian both were the similar kind of high culture, then they could mix with each other. But the culture, one thing that culture basically affect your logic, the way you think. Each culture has its own common sense. So just like I gave an example in the beginning, if you are in Russia and laughing and just smiling, it would be considered as a stupidity. And oh, why this guy is laughing? But for other culture, it would be a normal thing.
It's normal. You're smiling.
Yeah,
you know,
especially but you are not. You are smiling, but you. I know you. I mean, you. I'm not a stranger to you.
I understand.
But
Mukhtar, for example, I live in Thailand, and you go in Bangla Road, you see a lot of smile faces from prostitutes.
Of course, this is their business. So yeah.
Massage, nada. Do you want a massage? No, I don't want. So funny.
Nice, nice. But how?
Especially
how
for
you
Thailand's culture, people smiling, different people smiling. So,
okay.
President smiling.
Nice.
It's so funny. For me, it's so funny. So I'm shocked, and it's so funny.
Yeah. And what about China? I suppose we also met there. If you remember how you found the Chinese culture compared to Russian culture.
Chinese culture is so interesting because, you know, Chinese people, it's Asia people first for Chinese people. It's family and people who have a friendship relationship with you. It's first. Other people
secondary. Yeah.
There's no, you know, for a cult of family in China, especially for Chinese culture, maybe for Asia cultures, for Japan countries, is the same. Because, you know, if you drink beer with Chinese people or Asian people and go to informal events, you're part of family, for example.
Yeah.
If you don't drink beer with your potential employer or with your people who work with, I don't know how to translate in English. If you don't drink beer with your colleagues, you don't friend. For example, you don't part of family.
Okay.
Because, you know, cult of family in China for all companies, all government structure. Family, cult of family. I don't know how does it works in other countries, but in China it works. And you need to drink beer, maybe sometimes drink vodka with your potential employer for example, for honest and for pride. That's your employer pride you. That's all. You pride me, you drink with me. If you don't pride me, you don't drink with me.
Yeah,
so funny.
It's quite simple. Yeah, it's a kind of a difference. But the more you travel, the more you explore.
Sometimes
yes.
in Russia is the same. If you drink with your director, you have a good relationship, you can create some deal.
Yeah.
Create some money.
Yeah, because you can talk more unofficially. So it's like
it's unofficial language, for example, in Russia.
Yeah.
In China, it's official language. Unofficial and official language is the same.
Yep. I do agree, but most of the time we all are human, and
absolutely
you see, like the nature of human nature is that we prefer to sort out a lot of things with close friends, with the colleagues, informally first.
Formally and informally. I hope so.
First informally, and then formally later, because it gave you kind of a bit of way to negotiate certain issues. And just like with your friend, you can agree on something unofficially, and then later on you can proceed officially in order to proceed with others. But yeah, it's really nice perspective to be open with your colleague, with your friends, and be on official, more like discuss things also in an unofficial way. And if you are really friend with them, you understand the culture, then you can do that. Yeah.
And Mukhtar, I want to ask another question. How many countries did you visit?
Yeah, I mean, Russia for sure first, then Qatar, China, Italy,
Italy,
Germany, Luxembourg, and Belgium, Estonia, Latvia. Yeah, that's all. Oh, France.
That's all. 9 countries. 9 countries.
France.
That's good.
Yeah.
Очень хорошо. It's really good.
Let's see. I would explore more countries. So.
But you plan, your Finnish plan, to relocate to Germany, not United States, not China, only Germany.
I like Europe more because the reason is it's easy to travel from one country to another. Mobility is very easy.
You know, European Union,
so,
open borders.
Yes,
I agree with
open border. I really like this concept of open borders, and
you prefer
because
European,
going,
European culture, right?
Yes. I like it to move around. Of course, I would like to come back to St. Petersburg and Moscow. It's quite easy, but I hope soon the environment would come back to the normal situation.
Absolutely, normal relationship is another
normal relationship. Yeah, I hope soon it would be better.
I hope I agree with you.
I really want to. Yeah,
I want to peace for all people. For example, that's all.
To Moscow and Peter. I really like both cities, especially Moscow and Peter. So
yeah, that's correct.
It's really
people want to communicate with each other without nation, without language, borders. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. So I think people should we should promote more cross-cultural communication in order to understand people, not propagandas.
Absolutely. People are people. That's all. You know,
people-to-people communication.
Like John Lennon. John Lennon said, "I want to. Maybe I'm a dreamer, but I think I'm not only one." You know?
Yes, of course. Well, we have some hope. Just like now, Bitcoin is falling, but that is because of the different reason. But just like Bitcoin, when in this Bitcoin, we remove the banking third party from the system, and we do transaction from person to person. So that's how we should remove the government organization in order to freely, digital, in order to connect with people. In order to connect with people directly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without this headache of visa, passport, and all these things. These are just like the bank system. Yeah.
People
just like
communicate to people without government.
Without government, just like Bitcoin without bank.
Bank it's a terrorist for me.
Yes.
World bank system, because you know,
the monetary policy is
provide
really
your credit. You take credit. You need to pay some % for credit. But if you communicate, for example, for each other, P2P system, you don't need to pay for bank. You just
$1,000,
$1,000 to Cola. Okay, that's all. I don't need to pay for. I only pay for transaction, for some operation, informational operation for transaction, not for person. Only for example, for artificial intelligence, maybe for some equipment, for some programming languages. I don't know how to translate. Just create some transactions, and I need to pay. That's all. I don't need to pay for people for transaction. I pay for program language, for blockchain. That's all.
Exactly, just directly to do and remove the third party in any case.
People combine. I hope so. You know, meta-modern epoch. People communicate with each other. And it's people, one word. In internet, we, for example, we crash the borders in internet. For example, darknet, we don't have restrictions.
Yeah. But this is a problem. So I hope in future people will solve this problem.
Nowadays problem, Mukhtar, I think so. It's culture differences. If people find solution to combine
different cultures for one, we create new worlds. That's all. For example, religions difference, culture difference. If people understand the people who live on Earth is humanity, not say I am, for example, Muslim, Judaist, for example, Christian. I am a man. I am a human first. Then I'm Russian. I'm German. I'm Ukrainian. I'm different nationality. That's all.
Yes, I do agree with you. And you know what? What is the problem, man, here? The problem is the failure of political leader across the world.
Yes.
You know why? If you think about, because we couldn't learn this lesson from World War II, before that, there was a strong populist movement, mainly to promote nationalism and promote propaganda and to tell the people that our culture is great, and other people were saying our culture is great, our religion is great.
Yes,
so the whole nation was polarized. But then what happened, that after World War II, all people realized that cultural fundamentalism, religious fundamentalism is nothing. But at the end, human would suffer, and a lot of people died because of this conflict. And then there was, like, for example, the European Union is a perfect example. They come all together, and at that time, the one thing happened, that the leader had a new vision, and that vision was one word, like to combine and remove the border.
We are different, but we are all the same.
Sorry, but then what happened, that after that, the leaders, they lost their dream now, because it's so easy to tell people to promote cultural fundamentalism, to promote religious fundamentalism, because telling people that our culture is great, our religion is great, is so easy.
I agree with you.
And a lot of people, when you tell them cultural story, religious story, it's so easy for them to absorb those shitty information and process them. Because if you give them new ideas, new vision, it's a little bit hard for a political leader to come up with a new agenda.
Absolutely.
And that's why the new leaders, they are failed now to come up with a new solution, new agenda.
Control people. Absolutely.
Yeah, to control people. Yes, but now what they are doing to control people, they are again going back to the old tactics. And what the old way to attract people is to tell them a story of their own culture, old story. Tell them the story of religion, that our religion is great, our culture is great.
Yes.
And that's how now the whole world is culturally polarized.
Yes, polarized. Absolutely. To control people. Only for control people. That's
exactly.
All.
So and this is political
what's my vision? Sorry. I believe in artificial intelligence. First, artificial intelligence can crush politics system. Artificial intelligence first. And the second, Bitcoin or digital cryptocurrency can crush bank system, world bank system. Maybe create some new financial system, digital financial system. But it's on our time, the world is polarized. You know, we have an east part, west part, but future, it's one world between east and west part.
Yeah. I hope in future it will be, but the problem is that still we have a lot of issues to solve.
And artificial intelligence, I hope so. Create new system. Artificial intelligence crush political system and create digital system. I hope so.
I would slightly, I have a slightly different opinion about AI, artificial intelligence. The thing is that in artificial intelligence, AI really give power to people. How? Because it works just like a second brain. So if the brain is evil, it will amplify his power of evilness. If he wants to support people, then he can use AI to support people. But if his mindset is more like a destructive mindset, it would amplify. So AI itself is a tool. and it depends on person how ethical
Absolutely.
he is.
But you know,
he would use it, but itself AI is nothing. But now, if you see the power in the hand of more people,
but
yeah.
Mukhtar, what I want to what I mean, if people have a distributed power like blockchain power, every person in planet in Earth have a power, have a vote, every person, and can change system by yourself. For example, like blockchain, like Bitcoin, just create some visions, some new visions by people.
I do agree with this distributed power, but what if distributed power also go in the hand of wrong people? For example, now, if you see,
45,
for example,
51%.
Yes, for example, if you see now, like the mining system, for example, with the Bitcoin, and almost 60% miner are in China. So, you know, like, for example, they are making another lobby, another monopoly who will contribute more to the system, so they can do their own, they can build their own monopoly in a new way. Because currently there is a power in the hand of people who have different intention. Their intention is not to serve humanity, but the intention is to make money and to benefits. And this thing would be only possible to make fully distributed system if we educate people, if we give people independence, like to make them free thinker. And it's really hard to convince people, especially to give them freedom from their own thoughts, because a lot of people, if you see as they age, they become more fundamentalist. They trust more on their own thoughts.
I understand.
And I think the hardest part is to give freedom from their own thoughts, like so that they can think freely. But now majority of population has been infected by propagandas. They are not free thinker. They are influenced by fundamentalist thoughts, religious thoughts. Yeah,
thinking. Yes. I hope so. I
so,
agree.
So
with
it's
you.
really hard to tell that people they would vote like independently. No, their decision has been influenced by some external factors.
But you know, internet, for example, Telegram, you know, you can communicate with person to person, and you know, Tor system, darknet system. Another person don't communicate with you, or just minimum propaganda, because you know you speak with people to people. It's future. But in this time, nowadays, it's not possible, because some people don't want to change his lives. You know, because because it's culture differences. Because you know we have a different cultures. That's all. We don't have a mixed culture. We have a different cultures. If people live isolated, it's not possible to create mixed world. That's all. You have a two parallel world. That's all.
Yep. I hope we will. There will be a solution, but always these technology evolve more, and then we can, I think, learn with the passage of time what would be the best solution. For example, right now for the crypto, we cannot see a practical use case because a lot of governments they could not come up with the policies, with the regulation. So right now we are in a most I would say catastrophic era. There's a lot of catastrophe, and we don't have a clear roadmap. So I hope after next 5 to 10 years, the roadmap for future, especially as you mentioned, the AI and the crypto, this would be more clear how it can help society. Maybe there would be a different solution for different use case of these technology and these things, but yeah, there would
No,
be
okay.
more clarity.
Mukhtar, I have one question or maybe two questions, and that's all. How much people live in your institute?
Actually, here is around. Yeah, I mean, exact number, if you counted the bachelor one, so it's around 2,000, yeah, and 500, like 2,500, yeah.
2,000
like
people live here
Yes,
in your
yes,
district.
yes. No, in
Uh,
institute, but in
Okay.
district, let me check.
Okay, and 70% is German. No, not German, Austrian people.
Yes.
Another
It's around here, for example, in Bolzano, the population of this whole region is around 1 million, basically.
1 million, about
Yes.
that. But in your institute, 2,000 people live here and study.
I mean, I'm talking about the whole region, not the city. So yeah.
Whole region,
Okay.
2,000.
No. I was talking about university. It was around
In university, 2,000 in
Yeah.
university.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but in this whole region, I would say around 1 million. Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask, some Russian people study here or not?
Yes, I know a few people, but not a lot. Yeah.
Not a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
for majority Austrian people.
Majority,
study.
yes, German speaker here.
Germans, Austrian Germans. Okay, thanks for your interview. It's so interesting. Maybe I can share this interview with another people and translate something in Russian, maybe some subtitles.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. If you have some interesting information, just communicate.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Thank you so much for the invitation, and I hope see you maybe in St. Peter, Moscow, somewhere around. I don't know.
I hope so.
Last time we met in China, but this time I don't know.
Okay. And farewell. I wish you good luck to relocate in Germany, maybe next year.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And
Thank
finish your study in Italy, Bolzano, and that's all. Okay.
Thank you.
Take your time. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye-bye. See you.
Okay.